before Ethos, I was a product lead at Lyft, where I built 0-to-1 products that scaled to millions of riders. Denver's actually a great city for that. You can see bike scooters, you can buy public transit tickets in the Lyft app. That was our team. Jared has been building consumer apps for over 20 years, including as a 3-time founder and an engineering director at Pivotal Labs. Together in Web3, we built multiple viral consumer products, primarily in the Ethereum ecosystem before we learned about Sui. However, as both builders and consumers of the blockchain, we recognized the technology's powerful potential, but felt very constrained in terms of the types of applications you could create and how you could actually interact with them as users. We first became excited about Sui when we learned about it being a higher performance blockchain, where it's faster, it's safer, it's easier to use, both as a developer and as a consumer. This is because of SuiMove, which is a new smart contract language that uses parallel execution and an object-centric data model that makes it easier to build more creative applications using less code. That means that you can move faster as a developer and you make fewer costly mistakes. If you're at the Builder House, you know how significant this is for the blockchain ecosystem, and we're ecstatic to see more developers excited about and adopting Sui. Mission Labs, there were 3,600 stars on GitHub already and counting. It's up every time I check, which is really exciting. However, if you think about wallets, historically, they prevent more mainstream crypto adoption. They're really designed around transacting assets and trading. MetaMask has set the UX UI precedent, which most other wallets have followed. To support more mainstream applications and users, the wallet needs to be reimagined, which is why we're building Ethos. And if you think about it, history has shown the power of thinking differently about design patterns and user experience. Just as Apple shifted the paradigm of Web2 from a technical, unsecure, confusing user experience, we want to evolve the experience for Web3 consumers. So we've simplified the user interface and user experience of the powerful Sui blockchain technology, and we've curated applications for both their security and their ease of use. More than just a front end, Ethos enables developers to harness the power of things like sign-in with email, Web2 features, with just a few lines of code. Our SDK makes it easier to provide a better UX for your app and offers a scalable distribution channel for what you're building. To give an example of Ethos and SuiMove, we created one of the first completely on-chain games, Sui 8192. The game itself is an interactive NFT. The game logic is fully on-chain. You can interact with it, and you're able to batch pre-approved transactions, which means that playing the game is fast and fun. You're not stopping to sign after every single move. This kind of fully on-chain experience cannot exist on any other blockchain today. In the more recent testnet Node 2, we created another unique Sui app, Cappy AI. This was inspired by the adorable Sui capybara characters created by the Corniston team, and it let users interact by writing a prompt, where they could then create an AI-generated background along with a name and cute caption for their character. We built this using Stable Diffusion and ChatGPT. However, because of the cost of the AI elements, we needed a way to make sure that we were constraining the number of capybaras created. So what we did is we used ticketing in the wallet, as it's built fully in SuiMove, to constrain it to 3 new capybara AI backgrounds per user per day. Once you created your AI Cappy, you could submit it to a daily contest on testnet. The winner would get a pool of Sui testnet tokens that was based off of that day's participation. So the actual AI Cappy creation, the ticketing, and the voting were all fully on-chain, created with SuiMove. It was an early experience on testnet Node 2, but we learned a lot, and we were really excited to see quite a bit of adoption. Over 80,000 AI Cappies were created, 60,000 were submitted for votes, with over 119,000 votes on the AI Cappies on testnet Node 2, which is a little over 2 weeks. And if you think about it, for Ethos, the app's really closely to the wallet. Our Chrome extension adoption has grown quite a bit. We're at about 130,000 weekly active users, and the biggest spikes in growth correlate to Sui 8192, the completely on-chain game, and Cappy AI. And to drop a little bit of Ethos Alpha, we're working on a redesigned browser-based wallet explorer full of your favorite Sui applications, along with a mobile app. Let's see if we can get this back to full screen. applications, and whatever main that is, to create a foundation that enables developers to create and distribute creative apps across all kinds of use cases, and to help more consumers discover and engage with them. We think that SWE is uniquely suited to more diverse applications and use cases because of its speed and scalability. Low latency make completely on-chain apps like SWE when APT possible, along with other more interactive experiences across more kinds of use cases. Moreover, as Paul was saying, having dynamic objects creates the first true instance of dynamic NFTs, which is a game changer. If you think about it, there's so many use cases that could happen, and we're really excited to see games, social applications, useful storage solutions, and so much more. I feel like the potential is limitless for really creative types of apps and experiences on SWE that are more dynamic and more interactive. So if you're building on SWE and you're excited to grow the developer ecosystem or the consumer community, come find me. I'll be here at the rest of the Builder House, and I'm Nadia of Ethos. Thank you guys.
You know, I have to say, it's almost as though all the things that you're saying are informed by a specific, cohesive, I almost want to say like worldview, but what's the word for it? Like, ethos. Yeah, you have, yeah, okay, I get it. See, there we go. Connecting the dots. Thank you very much. Another warm round of applause, please. That was amazing. Any questions? We have time for questions if there's any questions in the audience. Yes, one moment here.
Hey, that was awesome. How are you curating apps that will be available in those?
Right now, for testnet and devnet, we're really working with anyone that has a high-quality application, a good team, and that has support for Ethos if we're sort of accessing it more in an integrated way for our Wallet Explorer. So for folks here who are building apps, if that describes you, come find me. We would love to have you in our Explorer. We've been working on adding more and more folks and just making sure that projects are curated, they're high quality, but we also really want to be supportive of everyone trying to create great experiences in this early ecosystem stage.
That's right. Yeah, I agree. Any other questions? I mean, yeah, you. Yeah. Yes, thank you. So I was just curious, like, and I don't know how else to put this. How does it feel to be so awesome? Like, this is great stuff.
It feels great now.
Doesn't it? That's what I was thinking. Wow. Well, unless there are no other questions, we will let you head off the stage, please, and take a breather. I know presenting is. Oh, we do have another question. Awesome. All right. You're not done just yet. Okay.
So, I have one question for Seth. So, before the question, actually, I'm also this alumni.
Oh, awesome.
I'm from Moongate.
Nice.
Yeah, finally here. So my question is, I think SWE is pay a lot of attention to GameFi projects, and GameFi is very important for the whole SWE ecosystem. How do you guys optimize for GameFi projects?
Good question.
Thank you.
So I think for us, like, we're not a vertical wallet in that we're not only trying to support gaming as a use case, although we think gaming in general for new technology adoption tends to be at the forefront. Like, if you think about mobile or live streaming, gaming is a big part of that. So we want to really support all kinds of applications and experiences, from your more sort of classic crypto use cases like NFTs and DeFi to gaming, to totally new things. Like, I think they're going to do some pretty wild stuff with like e-commerce and social and storage on SWE. And so the way that we're thinking about the experience is, how do you just create this curated home base where different users can come in and have it be tailored to them. They can kind of set the precedent. It's a mix of your space, your assets, your apps, and discovery. So gaming is definitely a big focus. I'm personally really excited to support more gaming projects, and if folks are working on interesting stuff, come find me after. But we also want to make sure that we're not only supporting gaming, and that we're thinking a little bit bigger picture about what are all the kinds of things that could happen here in terms of great consumer experiences.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
That was That was a robust set of questions. All right, last call. Anyone else?